Sometimes you feel fed up and you just want to quit. My name is Tatenda and I have lost 4 stone with Slimming World. If you saw my thumbnail, it says I quit Slimming World. It doesn't work. You're probably wondering what happened, right? So today I'm going to be sharing with you my weigh-in update. So this is how it goes. Last week I lost 4 pounds. And then I spent 6 days on plan and I had 1 off day plan. The day that was off plan was seriously off plan. So I anticipated when I went to weigh in today that I would have gained weight, but I hoped for a maintain. You know, you got to stay hopeful. You know what? Sometimes when you gain weight, which I did this week, a 2-pound gain, you lie to yourself. You blame the diet and you take no responsibility for what you did. Like I said, I was off plan on Sunday, and not slightly off plan, I was very off plan. So instead of taking responsibility, sometimes we blame the diet and say the diet doesn't work. It doesn't matter if it's Slimming World or if it's keto, if it's Weight Watchers, if it's calorie counting, it's whatever diet you're on. If you don't stick to the rules of that diet, take responsibility if it doesn't work. Don't blame the diet. So many people have lost weight doing the very diet that you're on, whether it's Slimming World, Weight Watchers, calorie counting, Atkins, keto. Like I said, whatever diet you're on, many people have done the same diet and lost weight. So I'm not sure that the diet doesn't work. I think you also have to take responsibility for the decisions that you made. I used to have a friend who used to say to me all the time, Tatenda, can you help me to lose weight? And I would say, okay, I'll come over to your house and we'll go through the things that are in your cupboard and your fridge and see where you're going wrong. She would say, I don't really eat much at all, but I've gained so much weight. Okay, so I'd go to her house and would go through her fridge. Everything I pointed at, she would say, that's not mine, that's my kids, that's not mine. And then I would say, what do you eat? The only things that she was really very much willing to admit to were fruit, vegetable, and maybe just a spoonful of rice. By the way, I've spoken to her. She's fine with me sharing this story. She wasn't willing to admit that she eats things and she drinks things that cause her to put on weight. She ate the leftovers that all her children left because she doesn't like to waste food. So because they were leftovers, she didn't really count them as part of her meal. She was like, oh, you know, it's only a little bit from this child and then from this child and then from this child. That amounts to a lot. We went in her car and there were sweet wrappers. And then she said, but the sweet is so small. It's only a tiny little thing. And I said, it's not about the size of it. It's about what's in it. It's about the sugar content in that tiny sweet. And by the time you get to work and drive back, how many do you have? She was having a whole packet of sweets a day. So sometimes we say the diet doesn't work. With her, she was thinking portion control. You know, I only eat small amounts of food. But then she ate the leftovers from all her children's plates. And she was thinking, I don't really snack. I just have small sweets. But that's a whole packet. You know, so I know that every diet works. You just have to find the right one for you. And then you have to stick to the rules of that diet. If you don't, take responsibility for when you don't. So I didn't stick to plan on Sunday. I've gained 2 pounds and I have to be okay with that. I have to take responsibility for the fact that I went off plan. I can't blame the diet. The diet says, eat this many sins. There are so many things I could have had within the diet. I'm not saying never go off plan. I'm saying when you do, take responsibility in whatever comes at you. Yeah, be okay with that. Take responsibility and acknowledge that you went off plan and that is why this has happened. Trust me, there are weeks when I have been on plan and I've still gained the pounds. I'm not saying that every time you stick to plan, you will lose weight. You can stick to plan and maintain. You can stick to plan and lose weight. You can stick to plan and gain weight. That's happened to me a couple of times too. And I still take responsibility. I still ask myself, could I have done things differently? And if I couldn't have done things differently, then I am patient. I am patient to know that sometimes it will take more than the 1 week to lose the weight. The following week I may lose weight, or the week after that I may lose weight. The point is, I also try and remind myself of the bigger picture. I know that in my Slimming World journey, I have lost 4 stone. And guess what? I have had many weeks where I gained many weeks where I lost. But generally speaking, I have lost weight, and that's great. I have to remind myself of that, and I have to celebrate that. But on the weeks where it's not going very well, let me take responsibility. And I think when you take responsibility, you stick to the diet because you acknowledge that perhaps you did something, or perhaps the weight loss will show the following week. So don't get into a habit of starting a diet, doing it for 2 months, deciding it doesn't work. Unless what you mean is this is not the right diet for you. Not that the diet doesn't work. I think most diets work. I think probably every diet works. If other people are losing weight on it, it must work. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right one for you. And that's okay. But be very careful that you make an emotional decision as well, where it doesn't feel like the right diet for you just because you're struggling. Yeah. If you're struggling for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months, it's a struggle. It doesn't mean that the diet doesn't work. So many people have quit Slimming World, gone off to do other things, including me, and come back to Slimming World. You know why? Because it works. It works, but sometimes you feel fed up and you just want to quit. But give yourself time to feel how you're feeling and then come back to yourself the next day or a few hours later. It's okay to feel disappointed. It's okay to feel irritated. It's okay to feel like you want to quit. But don't lie to yourself and say that the diet doesn't work. Perhaps it's not the right one for you, but it certainly works. If you want to beg to differ, do in the comment section. I would love to hear what you think. But I know for sure that most diets work when we do them the way they're supposed to be done, and take responsibility for when we don't do what we're supposed to do. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you. Be sure to like this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Comment in the comment section below, share this video with somebody, and subscribe if you have not already subscribed. If you have, I love you and I appreciate you. You take care, and God bless you.